Wilderness is essential to the human spirit. Well, I made it. I'm up on top of this ridge right here, and this has got a pretty spectacular view. Stopped at the infamous Shell station and grabbed my overnight permit for the car. But this is why I decided to come back out here. You can see those arches, caves, or whatever those are, off on that other side of this holler right here. But there's some, I don't know if you can see those rock outcrops out there. But I have no idea where I'm going to be staying tonight, so basically I'm just going to park the car and start walking somewhere out in there, find a spot. Alright, so here's my campsite. That's the view I've got. Got a fire in my tent. And I'm sitting up on top of this ridge. So 360 degrees, it's pretty much downhill. Drops off right down there, every which way. There's some rock faces, rock outcrops over there. And the sun is setting. It's getting pretty dark. The camera makes it seem lighter than it is. But that is my view I've got of the sunset. Alright. So here I am in the tent. My fire went out. I wasn't able to get enough dry firewood to sustain that fire for very long. And so I just, it was getting pretty cold out there. It's about maybe mid-30s out there. It's supposed to be about 30 degrees tonight, and that's pretty cold. So I hunkered down in the tent, and I'm staying warm thanks to my down clothing. And it's actually amazing how warm I am in this tent compared to, you know, how cold I was starting to get outside. Okay, so it got pretty cold in here last night, but I stayed pretty warm. Major issue is my sleeping pad kept deflating on me. I think I got a pinhole leak in that sucker, and every 2 or 3 hours I'd just wake up and it'd be flat. That kind of sucked. Oh, so I'm feeling stiff and sore. But this makes it worth it. I don't think the camera can catch quite how good that view is. I can see cliffs way off in the distance there. That just look really nice. Alright, I'm gonna get breakfast going, get some coffee, try to warm up, and see what I find out here today. I had a big mistake this morning. Check out this little waterfall. I was making my coffee and I knocked my canteen over, which spilled all my water. And here I am. I haven't had coffee yet this morning, and I've been hiking trying to find water pretty much for about an hour and a half now. I finally found Gray's Arch, and along with Gray's Arch I found this little oasis in the woods. So, there are no drinking fountains in the woods, but there is water available if you know where to look. Okay, so a couple of hikers just showed up down there. You can see them. That's them right there. So that gives you an idea of how big that arch is. It's pretty big. Check that out. All this effort that it took to get down here, get out here, is worth it. Up on top of Rush Ridge up here, just some more beautiful panoramas. Dime a dozen out here. Yeah, too lazy to treat water, too scared to drink it right out of the stream, equals dehydration. I'm working hard out here today. I've been up and down these ridges, seems like 100 times today, and so this last one's just killing me. But it won't kill me. Okay, I'm in a better mood now. Still out of breath, but the scenery's better here. There's just miles and miles of this cliff line here up this gorge. And it's just a neat, whoa, a little less sure-footed than I was this morning. But took that out. You can see where that rock fell right off of that cliff there. Oh, water, I need water. Oh, check this out. Bam, you see off in the distance where this ridge just takes off down there. And then off in the distance, there it is again. Way out there. And it just keeps going for miles. It's just gorgeous out here. Check out the rhododendron. It's everywhere. And I mean everywhere. And I just am afraid that the camera doesn't quite capture what it's like to be standing out up here on this ridge. Look at that way out there. Yeah. Look at those colors out there. Beautiful fall colors. But one thing that always happens to me when I'm out doing a trip like this is it gets dark so early, and I'm used to staying up till midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning. And so I end up having like 4 or 5 hours of darkness to kill before I'm ready to go to sleep. But, you know, while I was at the Shell station picking up my permit, I saw this book. And I figured this would entertain me tonight while I'm sitting in the tent. And this is called the Red River Gorge Trail Guide. It's got a cool picture on the front. It's by Jarrell Goodpaster. And I'm really digging his style here. He rarely does a practical field guide or a trail guide get philosophical on you, but he's getting pretty philosophical on me, which I like. He's a conservationist, and he's telling it like it is. You know, he's talking about wilderness and why we should protect it, you know, why it's important. He's talking about, I'll give you a quote here, he's talking about the value of wilderness. And, you know, obviously you can't get it in your backyard. How much is it worth to us? If you included everything in your calculations, the views, the plants, the streams, the animals, the sounds, the birds, what is it worth? Where can you buy it? Who will reconstruct it for us if we destroy it? And could they reconstruct it? How far will we have to drive to enjoy a simple walk in the woods? Good question, Jarrell. Another quote on the other page here. He's talking about wilderness. And let's see. Talking about wilderness. And he's saying that, you know, they say you don't miss something until it's gone. But he's going to suggest that you can't miss something that you've never experienced. Sadly, most people in this country and maybe the world will never miss wilderness because they've never experienced it. They will never know why so many of us love it so much or understand why we mourn its disappearance. And that hits the nail right on the head. A world without wilderness, in my opinion, is not a world worth living in. Alright, so this makes it all worth it. See if I can block that sun. Can you see that over there? Just exposure.
at a 150-foot drop on every side here. There's my trekking poles. This little ridge shoots out here into the middle of the gorge, and there's just almost 360 degrees straight down on all sides. Alright, so here's some climbers. You can see them right there. And you can see this lady, she's climbing down. She's not climbing down, she's rappelling. But she's about to drop over this edge right here, and she'll be dangling soon. If she gets that far. I don't think she has any choice. No way to go but down at this point. But that looks like fun. That is the scariest thing, going over that edge. That is absolutely the scariest part. To go from walking on the rock to dangling. I know from experience. Looks like she's freaking out a little bit. There she is. You see her? That's probably about 50 feet down where she's at. Looks like, uh-oh. She freaked out. No biggie, she got it. Oh, she's dangling now. She's dangling. Yeah, I don't know if the camera's gonna pick that up, but there she is. Alright, yeah, you see her. Slow but surely coming down. Cool.